Oguta, a small village nestled between two rivers. A place where morning cockcrows were our alarm clocks, and faith was as natural as breathing. We didn't have much, but we had hope. We had community. And above all, we had church. Every Sunday, we dressed in our finest. Even if it was just one wrapper and old slippers. Church was sacred. Our refuge. Our pride. But I didn't know. I didn't know that evil could live behind the pulpit. It all started the year I turned 17, the year Pastor Emmanuel arrived. He came during the rainy season, just after our old pastor died in his sleep. We were still mourning when this stranger walked into our lives, tall, well-spoken, always dressed in spotless white. He said God sent him. That he had visions about our village. That he saw chains around our people, and he had come to break them. At first, people were suspicious. Who was he? Where was he from? But then, things began to happen. Things that had no explanation. A blind boy saw again. A man who hadn't walked in 8 years stood up during service. Crops that had been dying suddenly flourished. People were healed. Women gave birth. Money started to flow. They called it a miracle. I called it a mystery. I started reasoning the kind of miracles he performed. I never believed him for one day. Soon, his church, Fire of Redemption Ministries, grew too big for the school hall. They built a massive new cathedral. Gold gates. Imported tiles. Cushioned pews. He even had a generator. A real generator. In our village. People called him Daddy Gio. Some even knelt to greet him. I watched him every Sunday. The way he moved. The way people fell under his touch. The way he looked at children. At first, I thought it was kindness. But later, I realized it was hunger. The first child went missing in the next village. A 6-year-old boy. Choir member. Then, a girl. Then another. Then 2 at once. The police blamed kidnappers. The pastor said it was spiritual warfare. And we believed him, but my instincts keep telling something evil about this pastor. I was just 17. But something felt wrong. Then it happened, the worst day of my life. The day my little brother Ebuka got missing. He was only 7. My best friend. He helped arrange chairs in the church every Friday evening. That night, he never came home. Mama screamed till her voice cracked. I searched every bush, every compound. We cried in front of Daddy Gio. You know what he said? Be strong. God gives. God takes. I swear, he smiled when he said it. That was when I knew he was not from God. I stopped going to church. I stopped praying. Instead, I started watching. Following. I stayed back after services, hiding behind curtains, near the pulpit, beneath the choir stand. And one night, I saw something. He was in the church alone, kneeling. Not praying, chanting. Strange words, not from any Bible I know. There was blood on the floor. He was pouring oil over a small white cloth. Then I saw it, a small sandal under the altar. My brother's size. That night, I couldn't sleep. So I followed him. Through the bush. Past the old cassava farm. Down a path only hunters used. And there, in the moonlight, I found the truth. A shrine. A real one. Not for Jesus. No cross. Just skulls, red cloth, bones, and a child. Tied alive. Pastor Emmanuel was not alone. The chief was there. The DPO, yes, the police boss. They were all chanting. Dancing. Laughing. That was the last thing I saw before I ran for my life. I didn't stop running. I didn't look back. Branches tore at my clothes, thorns cut my skin. But fear is stronger than pain. By the time I reached home, my legs gave out. I collapsed by the doorstep. Mama thought I was possessed. But I couldn't tell her. Not yet. She wouldn't believe me. Nobody would. Not in a village where Daddy Gio was seen as the hand of God himself. I kept quiet for days. Watching. Listening. Trying to make sense of what I saw. And then I started noticing things. Why did only poor children go missing? Why were their parents always silenced with prayers and fasting? Why did the police never find anything? Because they were all involved. The pastor, the chief, the police, even the elders. Our village was not blessed. It was bought with blood. That night, I made a decision. I went to the only person who could help me, Sister Chinelo. She was once a nurse in the city. She'd returned after her husband died. She didn't trust the pastor either. When I told her everything, she just nodded. She said, "I've seen this before." She took me into her small sitting room and locked the door. Then she showed me a dusty file hidden in her cupboard. Photos. Names. Newspaper clippings. She had been investigating quietly for over a year. She believed it was a cult. But the kind that wears white garments and preaches with a Bible. The kind that sacrifices to get crowds. To gain wealth. To build empires on the backs of lost souls. She told me to keep quiet. That we must gather proof. Solid evidence. Or we'd both disappear. So we started planning. We watched the church compound. Tracked visitors at odd hours. Took photos. And one day, Sister Chinelo said she had something. Something big. A man. A witness. One of the pastor's old drivers, someone who had carried the bodies. She told me to meet her the next morning. That she'd bring him. But that morning, she didn't show up. I went to her house. Door open. Lights off. No sound. Inside, chaos. Chairs overturned. Papers burnt. Blood on the floor. Sister Chinelo was gone. I wanted to scream. But I knew. They knew. They were watching me. And now, I was alone. I thought of leaving the village. Running far, far away. But then I remembered Ebuka. His laughter. His missing sandal. The way he used to sing as he cleaned the church chairs. I couldn't leave him behind. Not like that. I had to finish what Chinelo started. That night, I broke into the church. I knew where the pastor kept his keys, hidden behind a loose brick near the baptismal tank. My hands were shaking. My heart pounding. Inside, it was darker than usual. Too quiet. But I knew where to go. His office. The office smelled like perfume and something else. Something rotten. I found a locked drawer. Forced it open with a broken crucifix I found on the floor. Inside, a black notebook. Covered in dried wax and red stains. I opened it. What I saw still haunts me. Names. Dates. Descriptions of rituals. Children's initials. Even payment logs. The most recent name. Ebuka Samson, marked approved for rain harvest, 7th moon. That was my brother. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Coming down the corridor. Slow. Heavy. Measured. I grabbed the notebook. Ran to the back door. But before I could escape, a hand grabbed me. I turned. It was him. Pastor Emmanuel. But not the version from Sunday mornings. This man had blood on his shirt and eyes like a wild animal. He said, "I warned you. But you wanted to know. Now you join them." I fought. Beat his arm. Kicked his leg. Ran out through the bush again, bleeding. I didn't stop until I reached the motor park. I got on the first bus to Owerri. I didn't look back. I stayed in the city. Changed my number. Lived in hiding. But I kept that notebook. And one day, I met someone who believed me. A journalist. A brave one. She read every page. She said, "This will burn everything down." Owerri was a different world. No red earth. No village drums. Just noise, movement, and people who didn't know my name. It was safe. But it didn't feel like home. I missed Mama. I missed my brother. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that shrine. That altar. That knife. But I wasn't here to hide. I came to fight. The journalist's name was Amoka. Small woman, sharp eyes. She didn't flinch once as I told her my story. She took the notebook, scanned every page, and said just 3 words. "Let's expose him." We worked for weeks. She interviewed me. Interviewed parents of other missing children. Collected police reports, school registers, testimonies. We even found the old driver, the one Sister Chinelo spoke of. He was hiding in ABA. Traumatized. But ready to speak. He said he once drove a cooler full of offering meats to the river behind the church. The smell made him vomit. He didn't ask questions after that. Amoka said we had enough. She pitched the story to a national TV station. So I did something stupid. Or maybe, something brave. I went back. To Oguta. 3 months after I fled. I didn't tell Mama. I didn't tell anyone. Just slipped in on a night bus, covered in scarf and sunglasses. I had one mission, sneak into the shrine. Get footage. I waited till midnight. The bush path was the same. Same thorns. Same fears. But this time, I had a phone. A camera. And rage. The shrine was quiet. No chanting. No fire. Just that heavy silence. I crept closer. Filmed everything. The skulls. The bloodstains. The rusted knife. Then I saw it. Fresh footprints. Someone had been there. Recently. I turned. Flashlight in my face. Voices shouting. Hands grabbing. They found me. They dragged me to the village square. It was 2 a.m. Guess who was waiting? Pastor Emmanuel. He looked at me like a dog that refused to die. And then he said, "This girl is possessed. She left and came back with demons. We must cleanse her." The crowd believed him. Some cried. Others picked stones. But just as they raised their hands, Amoka appeared. She came with journalists. With cameras. Lights. Microphones. And soldiers. Real soldiers. The ones from the capital. They pushed through the crowd. One soldier shouted, "Anybody touch this girl again, you will disappear before morning." Everything froze. And just like that, the pastor's face cracked. He knew. It was over. They arrested him. The chief. The DPO. A few others. Found more bodies near the river. Even Sister Chinelo's remains. The TV special aired 2 weeks later. Good evening, and welcome to NTV News at 7. I'm Joy Osai reporting. We begin tonight with a deeply disturbing story emerging from Rivers State. A well-known clergyman, Pastor Jackson Is of Fire of Glory Ministries, is at the center of a horrifying scandal following allegations of ritual practices involving the sacrifice of children in Ubimenai village. Sources confirm that the accusation surfaced after a 17-year-old Gloria Amodi courageously came forward with a chilling account. According to her testimony, she discovered evidence linking Pastor Jackson and several of his close aides to ritual activities hidden behind the church's sacred veil. The key evidence, a notebook covered in dried wax and red stains, was handed over to authorities by Ada. The book reportedly contains disturbing symbols, names of missing children, and coded instructions believed to be used in ritual ceremonies. According to reporters, a woman spoke saying, "We always believed the church was a place of safety. Now, we are afraid. So many children have gone missing in the last 2 years. We are calling on the sole Administrator Commissioner of Police and all security agencies for proper investigation." As of this evening, Pastor Jackson has not been located. Security operatives have sealed off the church premises, and the investigation is being led by the Rivers State Criminal Investigation Department in collaboration with local authorities. Parents of missing children in Ubimenai are demanding justice, while community leaders call for a full spiritual cleansing of the land. This case has sent shockwaves across the nation, raising urgent questions about trust, power, and the misuse of religion for sinister purposes. We will continue to follow this story and bring you updates as more details emerge. I'm Joy Okoro, and this is NTV News. Stay safe, and stay informed. They say when the monster dies, the nightmare ends. But no one talks about the silence that follows. The silence is loud. Sometimes I wake up gasping, sweating, hearing chants that aren't there. There are days I still expect to see his face. Behind me in the mirror. In a crowd. In the pews of a church. Because evil doesn't just disappear. It lingers, like smoke after a fire. Mama couldn't watch the TV special. She cried for 3 days. When I returned to her, she held me so tight, I couldn't breathe. She'd lost 2 children. One to death. The other to something she couldn't name. But somehow, she still prayed. Still sang. Still believed. That's what faith means, I guess. I live in Enugu now. Small apartment. Leaky ceiling. I teach literature to girls at a secondary school. On Fridays, I take them to a library. I tell them stories. Real ones. Scary ones. Brave ones. Stories where girls fight back. Where they survive. They call me Auntie Naya. They don't know what I've seen. They just see my smile. And I let them. The government made arrest. Some trials began. But you know how it goes. The news cycle moved on. The cameras left. The rest of the court. Still out there, maybe hiding in plain sight. Some wear robes. Some wear suits. Some hide behind pulpits and podiums. Because power protects itself. And evil adapts. But I'm not afraid anymore. Not because I'm brave. But because I'm ready. To speak. To write. To remember. Because silence is where monsters grow. And I will never be silent again. My brother, Ebuka, loved riddles. Here's one he used to say. What dies in darkness, but teaches the light to fight? He'd always giggle before answering. A secret. Well, the secret is out now. And even though I still cry, even though I still ache, I know this. I saved more than myself. Sometimes one of the girls hugs me and says, Auntie, I want to be like you. I smile. But inside, I whisper. Be better than me. Be free from this story. Write your own. So, this is my last page. If you're listening. If you've ever felt powerless, or afraid, or broken, know this. You are not alone. And sometimes, the smallest voice can bring down the loudest lie. Even in the darkest shrine, a spark can start a fire. I am Naomi, daughter of the soil, sister to the lost, witness to truth. And this was the pastor's secret. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment.